Right, it gives me great pleasure to introduce episode 122 of the Sussex by the Sea, ISTHMIAN Prem fan roundtable. I've got lovely guests this week. We've got Terry from Margate, we've got Aaron from Hashtag, John from the Canvey, John Gale, Windy John from the beloved Hastings, Simon from Hastings. Simon, what country are you in at the moment?
Still in the Philippines, mate.
Still in the Philippines. What, listening from afar?
Yeah.
You've been listening to the commentary from Tom?
I'm trying to work out what's less nerve-wracking, listening to the commentary, which is excellent. It's the quality is really good, or doing constant refreshes on football web pages. I don't know what's less nerve-wracking, mate.
Yeah, that's true.
It's bloody agony, whichever way I do it.
Well, yeah, particularly when the results don't go our way. But and we've also got Mark from that Whitehawk, Gabs from Enfield, and Harvey from Lewes. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and how the devil are you all?
All good.
All good.
Good, yeah.
Good, mate.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad, right? And so let's get it out of the way. Let's talk to Terry. Unfortunately, Margate streams are staying up. Ended last night. I think unfortunately I put money on you to win. I put money on Horsham to beat Cheshunt, and that was probably the death knell for you. But where do we start, Terry? Unfortunately, Margate going down.
Well, unless we score 15 goals on Saturday and Cheshunt don't get anything, we're down.
Yeah,
that's it. You know, I can always hope, but yeah, it's I am absolutely gutted. Really, honestly. So I've had players messaging me to make sure I'm okay. I've had the club chairman made sure I was all right, but I am absolutely gutted. Why couldn't Horsham do us the favour? I'm blaming Lewes as well, because that was what cocked us up.
I'm all with you for blaming Lewes for anything.
Yep. Come on.
I said it's always supposed to be our fault.
So anyway, I mean, I can look forward to a lot of new grounds next season, and I won't have to drive the minibus quite so far, but still, I'm going to miss all you guys for a start. That's part of the thing, you know. It's not just being relegated.
Yeah.
It's not being able to see people that you're used to seeing year in, year out. You get to make friends, you know. It's just absolutely devastated. There's not much all I can say, you know.
You'll bounce back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say the players that were messaging me, they're saying we're gonna, if we're allowed to stay, they're gonna give it a go and try and make it right. So
I think you'll get back up quicker than we did when we went.
Hang on, Simon, you in your pants?
Simon, that was.
Hang on, little budgie smugglers.
When it's 36 degrees down here.
Oh,
that's what you get.
Yeah, I didn't think it was cold.
Oh, what?
This is why he got deported.
Trying to offer a bit of levity, Simon.
I do
I'm
feel
pouring
for
me
you.
heart out here. I'm getting flashed.
I do feel for you, because I remember watching it happen with us all those years. Well, it was 20 years ago now. It's death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
And you've got that horrible empty feeling when the gap opens up and you're thinking, Christ, even if we do win next week, we're still going to be in the bottom four. It's bloody awful. It really is. So
the worst bit is the fact that we've had a run of 7 games now.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
It's just like we could do this. We could do that. Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah. We all feel your pain.
Yeah. And I say the worst bit is I'm going to miss you guys so much, because it's part of a family, isn't it?
Well, I'm sure that you'll still feature in Chris's show.
Yeah,
here,
I'm sure. No, you can be the Southeast correspondent, my love.
Okay,
hopefully
yeah, I can do that.
We're here anyway. We're here, won't we?
Yeah.
And if Ramsgate don't come up, if Ramsgate don't make it, and they're going to be in the playoffs, and the playoffs are a lottery, so that'll be a derby and a half to look forward to next season.
I'd rather stuff wasps up my arse, I tell you. I hate going.
Well,
I hate going to Deadwood. It really does me in.
I just got
not sure what to say to that one.
On that note.
Yeah, Terry, I mean, you're obviously quite close with the whole hierarchy of Margate. if anyone that don't know, like you drive the supporters coach, you know, you do so much for that club, and you're obviously a number one fan.
Supporters coach, part of the medical team, arrange all the away travel. Yeah.
Stand
behind the goal like a lunatic.
well, we all do that. We all do that. What has the chairman said in terms of budgets? Are they going to have a stab at it, or is it that they kind of need to consolidate? I mean, has anything come out?
Nothing's been said about next season yet. But I mean, they threw everything at this season. When Stimpson came in, they literally threw everything at it, and
including Don Vos.
Yeah, glad he's not with us anymore. So, but yeah, I'll say they literally threw everything at it, and we still couldn't.
Well, at least you took it to the last game. Do you know what I mean? Like it was looking.
The boys gave everything on the last run in. Literally, they. I mean, to be fair, they haven't been not putting the effort in. We just didn't have the luck. And I mean, the last 7 games have been absolutely amazing. Honestly, it's just they've been good games to watch, you know. And it's
like possibly just the mountain too much decline in the end.
Yeah, it's just that.
Well, if you're going to go down, at least you've gone down with a fight. You know what I mean? I would.
Yeah,
that's
it.
Was the opposite,
the lads put everything into it. Yeah. It's not like they went, oh no, they can't be asked. They literally threw everything at it. But you know,
sorry, Terry.
I'll say new grounds. We'll see how we go.
New ground. All right, and I will move over to on my left is Aaron from Hashtag. Aaron, give us a roundup of the last couple of weeks for your boys.
Lost. It hasn't been great. I can't lie to you. It's a shame. I would probably say we were a bit of a hit and miss team these last last few weeks and stuff. Obviously we played that Chatham game and annoyingly lost that, which was really, really frustrating. We played Concord on the 13th, which we were good, but I think we might have took them a bit too lightly because obviously at that point they were already down. We know we can beat them. We scored a brilliant goal to start off with. It was a great finish. Scored going to go 2-0 up. And then, at half time, we brought on one of our youngsters from the reserves. And the whole second half, it was try and get him a goal, disregarding the fact it's only 1-0.
Yeah.
So we went 2-0 up and then conceded 3. Last one, 90 plus 2. Concord going mental. We're just going, why have we just done this then? It was annoying, but obviously then we had the Chatham game on the Wednesday, so we were resting players for that game. Which, to be fair, that Chatham game, we were good. I don't want to completely out referees, but he was horrific.
We do.
If you want us to talk about referees, man,
every single challenge from Chatham was ankle to knee height. Referee just gave either a yellow or nothing. Our striker got points in the face when a fight kicked off. Nothing. We got booked for it. It was. We didn't deserve to lose it. We put up. Even though we lost, it was probably our best performance I've seen from a Hashtag side in a long time. We didn't deserve to lose it. It's just a shame. And then we played the next Saturday, which was Lewes. I met Harvey, which was nice.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm guessing everyone here has been Lewes. Very, very, very nice ground. First time being there. Ticked off the league in terms of stadiums. Very, very nice ground. We went 1-0 up with a great goal, to be fair. I wasn't sure if it was offside. And then every single team that come out after that, we had 2 players get balls to the face. The keeper pulled off some worldies. You missed an absolute sitter just before the half ended. And then second half, we just sat back at 1-0, which obviously you can't do because then you concede. And we conceded twice. First goal was an offside trap that he beat the offside trap and scored from it, which again, it was a smart goal. And then the second one, it got caught on the sack's feet. And he just gone left in towards the box, smacked it with his left, curled around, past Driz in the net. To be fair, it's a good goal. It's a very, very good goal. It's just annoying because we could have got playoffs. I'm happy we lost in a sense that we don't get it because I don't want us going up too quickly because I know for a fact that we haven't got the squad for it next season if we did get promoted. Obviously we're over at Avery next season. Which is going to be very good. Hopefully get some more followers from the London base coming in. Obviously where we're obviously an online team, as such, it's difficult to get those sort of viewers in terms of like in-person viewers. Whereas we had like start of the season, about 10 people gone home and away. End of the season, we finished with about 30 of us, 40 of us going home and away each game, which obviously that means they just proved we've done something right. Obviously, I started bringing the drum and everything, which then obviously got more like people coming down to, they got an atmosphere, will come down. Yeah, it's been a good season. If anyone said to us that you were going to be mid-table at the start of the season when we
get to a final
and get to the final of the Velocity Cup, it's anyone would take that. So it's obviously we're losing games, so we're getting annoyed about it, but at the same time we're not really too disheartened by it because we're playing for nothing at the moment because we can't do anything. We can't get promoted, can't get relegated. We're just in no man's land. But no, it's a good way to end the season off. We got Cheshunt on the weekend, our last game at our ground that we're currently in at the moment. It's going to be a big one. I think they're getting some old players down from the 2019 promoted side. It's going to be good. It's going to be good atmosphere. And then obviously have a few beers and be a good send off. But yeah, nothing really for us. But it's, again, we've lost games, but it is what it is. It's football.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for that, Aaron. Well, I'm going to have to talk to John here with a much improved couple of weeks from Canvey. John, I'm sure you'll be very pleased to tell us.
Yeah, I know. It's, I think, the first time this season I've come in on a wave of optimism, really. Yeah, I don't know. Ever since we got to the point where we have nothing to play for now, we suddenly seem to have turned up. But I'm hoping that kind of bodes well, get a bit of form together now, and kind of use that as a bit of a catapult for next season, really. I mean, trying to think when was the last time we talked. Yeah, I think it was after the Lewes game. So we had Dulwich after that. I mean, that was pretty much the same game as Lewes. It was like Lewes by daylight. We would just, had a lot of possession, but never done a great deal with it. And they scored 2 kind of cheap goals. I think the only benefit to that day was Hornchurch had beaten a certain side on the Kent Peninsula. I won't name names, but yeah. But after that, like I say, once everything was sort of said and done, okay, we're staying up now, brilliant. Let's just try and pull together a few results in the next week and a bit. And we literally played 3 games in about 5 days and got 9 points out of it. I mean, Hornchurch had me the pick of the bunch. I mean, they come there, a lot of their fans had come down and say, I had sort of admitting slips from the one that freakily got called off before, just 20 minutes before the kickoff. And yeah, they still had a fairly strong squad out, despite the fact they won the league. Still a lot of good players in there. But I mean, it was mad to say we wiped the floor with them. We absolutely annihilated them that night. I'm not even trying to boast. It could have been more. It could have been more than 4. We just looked up for it from the start. I think they wanted to go out and prove a point, boys. Even if these are like the champions of the league, let's go out, give them a good game, give them no quarter. And yeah, we absolutely annihilated them. I mean, yeah, there were so many people just seemed on it that night, so on song. Both the strikers were up for it as well. Both got on the score sheet. And then, yeah, we took that into Potter's Bar 2 days later as well. I mean, that was a bit more of a tricky game. Obviously, got Higgins put his head and then gets himself sent off about 2 minutes later. So
what was that for?
I basically went in on a sort of high lunge on. I think it was one of our former midfielders. Funny enough, the one who left us a couple of weeks ago. He's at Potter's Bar now. Went in on him, earned himself a straight red, which was stupid. So that means he misses this coming Saturday. But yeah, we stayed in the game even though we conceded an equaliser. And yeah, 96th minute, bit of fan favourite Toby Tanubu. He just one of them players just runs and runs and runs basically, and yeah, got himself a goal, won us the game. And I thought by the time we got to Cheshunt, I thought, we are going to be knackered out our arse going into this one. But we turned up in the sort of same vein, really. Didn't look knackered at all. We went at them. We absolutely bossed them. First half, I think obviously that red card carries over, so Higgins got the start, got himself a brace. Lovely little dink for the first goal and all. And they just looked like they didn't have an answer to us, Cheshunt. A bit more improved in the second half because I think we missed a couple of chances, give them a cheap goal. But then after that, we got the third and one-way traffic again. So it was really pleasing to watch, really pleasing. And it's just kind of almost like frustrating because you think, God, where has that been all season? That is what we're capable of when we want to. So hopefully now we can, build on that, take it into next season. We'll see who stays, who goes. I mean, one more game, hopefully to send us out on a high, obviously against yourselves on Saturday, Chris. We'll see what happens, but
we will.
Yeah, a good end to the season, really. It was an otherwise frustrating season, but yeah, a good end.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, in the order of how I'm looking, I've got oh, where's Simon gone? Oh, sorry. Let's talk Hastings. Let's talk Hastings. John and Simon. I'm thinking you didn't go Wingate.
No.
I certainly
No.
didn't.
You, Simon, you were there in spirit, weren't you?
But for all the games bar 5, I've seen 5 games this season.
Okay. Well, I felt your spirit when we were losing 2-0 Wingate away. Great
Yeah.
comeback. Tommy Fargan, David Rodari, and Sammy Adams could have won it at the last minute.
Yeah.
It was a usual Hastings performance where we weren't putting our chances away. And we let Wingate, I mean, I think probably Lewes, I think Enfield, and I think obviously Whitehawk can all say that Hastings do like to miss their chances.
Right.
Yeah, so that was the Wingate game. Wasn't a classic, but we could have nicked it at the end, and it would have been great. Sammy Adams, 95th minute, come on as sub, let's put the ball in, sliding in. He could have, at the far post. He just missed it by a toenail.
Yeah.
He'd have got it 10 years ago.
Yeah, he possibly. Yeah, he's still. I mean, like Jesus
No,
Christ.
he's still good.
How old
No,
is
he's
he now?
still-
He's 37.
About 36, I think.
36.
Yeah, I think so.
What an engine on him still.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
so
had a great season over at Leeds as well, hasn't he?
he certainly
I don't know
has.
if you've been following what's going over at Leeds, but he's been really there right amongst it all. And for us to get
He
him
loves
as
a bit of that.
yeah. I mean, no, but who else is going to want to do dual contract this time of year?
Well, he loves it. He's involved with the coaching staff now, isn't he? Sammy
Yeah.
Adams.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Great lad as well.
he is absolute. Well, he's an absolute club legend.
Legend, isn't he?
And then we move on to. It pains me now with the Whitehawk game. Now, chaps, so you were there, John, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
I'll give you little brief thoughts, and I'll give you mine. Mark, you're not allowed to speak until it's your turn.
Go on then. Now you go first, Chris.
Oh, what, me? Oh, all right. I'll just put me on the spot. Yeah. So I met up with Mark, which I'm sure Mark.
They all seem to have
talked about
gelled
earlier.
in one, so I need reminding, you see.
Yeah. So yeah, with that game, met up with Mark just before kickoff with his boys, lovely lads. Yeah, good fun. Obviously, it felt like a bit of a end of season game for me. I feel that. I felt for ages that the playoffs had already gone. I felt when we lost to Lewes, I think that was the big sort of key one where that game should have been rained off. But there was lots of Lewes fans there, so we kept the game going, and it didn't suit us. But anyway, that's by the by. Yeah, so we missed tons of chances. I'm going to upset Mark now. I wasn't massively impressed with how Whitehawk played. I didn't think much of them, but they stayed in the game and they took it. If you don't score goals, eventually the other side's going to get a chance, and a lovely finish, and 1-0. And there wasn't too many arguments from me about that. It's if you can't finish the team off, then you're going to get your just desserts.
It's been a bit like that, hasn't it, for the last month, really? Sort of.
Yeah, we couldn't hit barn door really. So
I followed that Whitehawk game, and I saw everybody else around us was winning, and we were stuck at 0-0. And I just wasn't surprised when they scored. I just was not surprised.
Neither was I.
But the whole season, you've got to balance it out with where we were at the beginning of the season.
Christ,
After that mass exodus where they all left at the beginning of the season, and it was so good to hear you talking to Gary about that, Chris.
Yeah,
because that brought it out into the open what was going on, and what I almost got into trouble for in my program notes right back at the beginning of the season when I said
you get in trouble, Simon. I can't believe that.
Yeah, it was Paul Hoggard, the editor, who got into trouble for that, for printing what I wrote from Bernie. And 2 weeks later, Bernie sold the club. He's gone. Anyway, where we were at the beginning of the season, and then we had that terrible run of about 6 or 7 games. They've actually done bloody well, really. But
yeah,
we've had 3 different new teams, haven't we? We've had 3 different. We've had 3 different teams.
Exactly, yeah. But it's all about consistency, and Windy's seen it as well. In past years, Peter Sillett needed 2 or 3 years to get it 100% right. George Wakeling needed 2 or 3 years to get it absolutely right. Darren Hare got pretty close, didn't he?
Yeah.
And of course, if COVID hadn't happened,
oh wow,
Briggs and Gary between them might have got things sorted a bit quicker for us. But it's been a great. It's not been a bad season, and
Oh, of
beating
course not.
Hornchurch was lovely. I punched the air in the middle of the night with that one up here down here. That was lovely. Beating Hornchurch.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, that was a good game. It's probably
What a great goal too. What a great goal. Really well set up, and what a good finish. So let's the important thing now is to go ahead for next season and hang on to as many of those players as they can.
Yeah,
Get one or two in maybe.
I like what they've done already, which is they've signed on a few players.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Simon, but I don't remember that before, where they've signed players that early, ready for next year.
Yeah, yeah, they're getting ready. They're preparing already.
The key players we're talking about as well. And yeah, brilliant. Yeah. That's all for that.
I hope Sam Crutwell's there next season as well. He didn't even. I take it he's not featuring now because they're getting ready for this cup final. Is that it?
He's injured.
Yeah, because
he's injured as well, I think.
Yeah, injured.
Oh, is he?
Cup tied for the final.
Adam Lovett's injured now as well.
Oh, great! I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, so that's why he was out yesterday.
Yeah,
yeah, talking to yesterday. So yeah, I went. Well, strangely enough, I went to Potter's Bar last night, and that was another game where we didn't really take our chances, but we came through and won it 3-1. John Ufer with the winning goal, lovely. Nice 30 quid win there for me on 3-1. So I love John Ufer eternally. Top player, John Ufer. But yeah, that was another one. Obviously, the main thing that happened was David Rodari scored and broke the how many was it? Terry White got that. What year did he get that? The Old Club's goal scoring record.
30 years ago.
Yeah,
probably 30 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, so he's
30
32
years ago.
Is it 32 in a season?
Yeah,
I think it was something like that. Yeah.
I think Terry was arguing, saying that it still hasn't been broken until David got his second one last night. And then...
And if you see a nice little scissor kick into the goal.
Nice goal.
Terrible pitch. Rivals our pitch in terms of if either Mushtaq Ahmed or Shane Warne was bowling on it, they'd be unplayable. Even Ashley Giles would
I'm hearing
get
a lot of
there.
comments about the pitch. I'm hearing a lot of comments about the pitch. Are we missing Simon Rudkins?
We are.
Yes.
We need a ground.
Plus all the rain kind of helps.
We're missing him. Harvey's not.
Yeah.
Well, who knows with what's going on at Lewes? The manager's going. Maybe Rudkins could be coming back, but we'll get to that when we get to Harvey.
Yeah, that's interesting. What's happening over there, isn't it?
Yeah, but we'll see what Harvey wants to talk
I've just
about
got to tell you a very funny story, very quick story about last night with the commentary. We had Andy Q and Tom doing the commentary.
Was he doing long monologues?
And I didn't know, but they were sharing a microphone. So one of them was a bit fainter than the other one. Anyway, to cut long story short, they weren't in a comfy booth like Gabe was on Saturday. They weren't got a table from the bar because nobody could set them up anywhere else, and they were just down by the side of the pitch with this table, a microphone to share, and they had to move the table round at half time to the other side of the pitch. And Andy messaged me today, said before the game when they were taking the table round, one of the Potter's Bar players had kicked the ball and it got stuck up a tree, so they had to get on the table to get the ball out the tree.
Well, they weren't even going to get that. They weren't even going to get that. It was going to be that one of them was going to hold a laptop in the air.
Yeah.
And the other one was going to hold the mic. And I'm like, you can't do that.
I don't know how they did it. In the end, it was actually really good as well. Commentary was great. I didn't hear Saturdays because I was there live at the time. But
I heard Tom told me I got a lot of stick on that commentary. I don't know why. It was in the chat in the last night in the comments.
I was
getting some stick. Yeah, usual.
Not from me.
Everybody hates Chris. But yeah, so that was a nice little win. If we win against Canvey, which is a possibility, it's a possibility we could beat Canvey. That will be our joint highest ever. So in terms
under our existing banner,
under the Hastings United.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm very much looking forward to
the final as well coming up. The Sussex Senior Cup final coming up. Like you say, brilliant season, really. You can't. Especially like Simon was saying, after what happened at the beginning of the year.
Oh, yeah, I know. Count our blessings, honestly. You know, Aggie, in Aggie we trust.
Yeah.
Right then, let's move on to. I'm going to let him have it here. Go on, and I'll just who shall I let? It's either look, they're both smiling. I'm going to go with Mark first. Go on, Mark. So
Come on,
Whitehawk. Go on then, mate. Go on. Tell me about last couple of weeks with Whitehawk.
Yeah, I mean, well, firstly, it was nice to meet you, John, when we played you at home. And you'd done a number on us that day, to be fair. Comfortably beat us 2-0 really on the day. But yeah, and it was also good to see you, Chris, sinking about 15, 20 beers on the
Sorry,
day.
I don't drink. I don't know what you're talking about, Mark.
We had it went a bit mad, and it was just a snatch and grab really on the day, wasn't it? As the gaffer Sean said, really, we had a game plan pretty much. I think just to sit in, let you use all your energy up. We sit in and let you play, and then last 20, all credit to the boys, we really stuck it on you and sort of gave it a go. But it only really took till the last 20 minutes, in fairness. And Imran Khani, when that boy runs down the wing or when he's got a chance in front of goal, he's pretty lethal. Yeah. That shows that, like we said before about his Pakistan call up. You know, there's some caliber there to the player. He's only young as well, but we've been really good. The last 7 games we're unbeaten. We're top of the form guide in the league. Shame it's come so late in the season. I mean, result last night against Enfield 1-0. I mean, Mitch Walker, I would comfortably say probably one of the best keepers in the league, at least in the top 3. Some of the saves that he's pulled off this season, I've never seen anything like it. Some places, away at Lewes, he was just unbelievable. And some of the games at home,
yeah, it's great.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's very good. So hopefully we keep him in it.
He was on Brighton's books, wasn't he?
Yeah. So funny enough, actually, I've got a photo of me when I was a lot younger, and I had big long hair, and I wasn't receding, nearly going bald, and and that was when Mitch played for the Albion, and I had a photo of me and him, and I showed him, and it was a bit. And now, obviously, I follow him at the Hawks as well, so it's pretty mad, really. But yeah, we've been on a good run. I mean, we lost at home to Hornchurch 4-0, and that was the game before Canvey, and it just, which feels like a lifetime ago, but it wasn't that long ago. We played 7-8 games since that, and me personally, in the clubhouse after, I just pulled a few of the boys and I just said, listen, none of you look like you can be arsed. Let's be honest. We're not going up. We're not going down. Just give us something to cheer about and just see the season out with. And they have, in fairness to them. So I'll give them the dues. We finish at home to Potter's Bar on Saturday, potentially finishing as high as 8th this season, which,
Great.
I mean, throughout the season, been very hot and cold. We started the season really, really well.
Yeah. Then you had that dip, didn't you?
And then we just had a massive dip, and then not making excuses. Everyone goes for the same. The fixture congestion in this division is ridiculous, and the amount of injuries that picked up throughout are just crazy. But we've suffered a lot of injuries. We've played a lot of under-18s towards the back end of the season, who, quite frankly, have been unbelievable. These young kids that have come through, they've shown that they want to play for the Hawks, and I mean, they're just taking every bit of information and every bit of coaching on board. We've got Kai Jennings, I spoke about him before, from Wimbledon, a young kid, who actually made an appearance at Stamford Bridge for Wimbledon before. So, again, a young player with a lot of quality, but he's only on loan, which is a shame. But, yeah, I think this form has just come at the wrong time, although it's really nice to see the season out on a high. You know, unlike Terry and Margate, it's unfortunate to see you go, you know, and not see you next season. But and the away day to Margate's obviously a good one, good day out. Yeah, it's just come at the wrong time, but can't complain. The boys are giving everything. We've got a good solid group. Hopefully we keep a lot throughout the summer. And as I said before, I think the last time I was on the pod, I was sort of saying I want the season to finish next week. And then since then, we've gotten a massive upheaval. Yeah, so I can't really. I'm probably the worst person to sort of sum up the Hawks, really. But but yeah, it's been good. It's been a good end to the season, and hopefully we keep Sean. I know the club want to build. I know promotion next season will be definitely spoken about internally at the club. I think our form has probably helped with pool of getting players in the summer. I got one time throughout the season, and with our dip in form, it wasn't really like that caliber of club for some players. But yeah, very optimistic going into the summer. Just hoping we keep the sort of the main bulk of the squad really going forward.
Oh, nice. Well, thanks for that, Mark. You weren't too vicious on Hastings there. That's fair enough.
No, because we had a good day. We all had a good day, didn't we? So it was a snatch and grab. But
yeah, definitely.
On the day, you should have beat us. You should have beat us probably quite comfortably. But
that is the way it goes, isn't it, Mark?
That's football for you, mate.
Football,
but yeah,
mate.
it was good. It was good to meet you, though, mate.
No,
and,
absolutely.
I'm sure next season we'll do the same
absolutely,
again.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, let's go, RV. RV, talk to me about Lewes.
Well, it's kind of the same old story as a lot of people. It's kind of forms come around, but a bit too late because I think we've won about 4 or 5 in a row now. We beat Hashtag on Saturday. We beat Kingstonian, Horsham, a few others. But again, it's kind of like Whitehawk a bit. Our form towards after Christmas has kind of done our season in a bit. So I think we lost to Enfield in early March kind of time, and we kind of knew the season was done after that. But then obviously with the announcement of the management team leaving and a couple of other little issues within the club, which I won't go into, but these things, it's going to be interesting to see how we kind of build again next season, because obviously we're going to need a new manager. I think a lot of the squad's going to leave because our goalkeeper, for example, is off to Gillingham. A couple of our players are looking at retiring apparently, and just with the manager leaving, a lot of the squad seems to follow. But as of recently, we've kind of shown the manager, seen him out in a good way, and we've got Haringey on Saturday. So hopefully we kind of see out with a win.
Is that at your place?
Yeah, no, it's away at Haringey.
Not the best
but,
away.
Yeah,
but...
the last few games have been good. No, it's not. We beat Kingstonian a couple of weeks ago. That was a good performance. We beat Horsham, which was really nice. Of course.
Yeah, we could manage that. We haven't managed that until the Sussex Cup final. We'll manage that. But yeah, go on. Yeah. Sorry, Harvey.
Yeah, we beat. I think we're unbeaten in Sussex derbies in the league. I think we lost to Whitehawk in I think the FA Trophy, but it's always nice. I think we're top of kind of the Sussex table, if you will.
But the actual table,
we beat
the actual table.
Aaron went into. I think we're 7th at the minute, which is kind of higher than I thought we would be at this point. But yeah, it's a weird one because I think by all accounts this season has been disappointing if you'd ask a lot of Lewes fans. But in terms of the table, we can still end up 7th, which is in the grand scheme of things not that bad. But it's going to be interesting to see how we kind of rebuild from next season.
In terms of obviously the manager stepping back, and I know there's been some issues with directors. I mean, they're saying about directors, and I don't know the internal workings of Lewes. I'm not going to pretend to. Are the club looking now? Well, I presume I definitely know that they are now. But like, has there been any kind of rumours about anyone coming in or any names mentioned amongst your lads?
No one specifically. In terms of kind of the internal ways, but obviously there's been speculation from the fans. I think we were looking at the Whitehawk manager as it happens, but I'm not sure how likely that is. But I don't think there's anyone in particular that's kind of concrete at the minute. But what I have heard is we're trying to go for someone who plays like a similar football to Russell, so kind of a lot more on the floor, passing, kind of possession based, which I like to hear because the way he plays football is very good.
Yeah, I mean, you've always been a fairly decent side, like in terms of the way you play. It's just the results. It's been a funny season for you lot. I did expect more from Lewes, even though I'm not. I have to say I'm not a massive fan of Lewes, but like I honestly expected better. I thought you're struggling against teams you shouldn't be struggling against, but.
Yeah, that's the issue. It's kind of like we got battered by Cheshire in a few weeks, which was really weird. And we lost to Concord earlier in the season. We lost to Folkestone a few weeks ago as well. We kind of beaten the team. We've beaten a lot of the bigger teams. Like we drew with Hornchurch twice. We beat Horsham twice. Beat Hastings twice.
Yeah. I know. You remind me about that again, don't you? That.
It must be so frustrating.
It's kind of the smaller teams.
Yeah. Go on, sorry, Gabs, go on.
Sorry, go again.
No, sorry to cut. I was going to say it must be so frustrating because the same thing happened to you guys last year with kind of facing Herne Bay at the end of the season and a couple of other teams. I think they'd take 4 points off you guys last year, and I think kind of from the outside looking in, it is the same kind of question of you guys play such good football, and certainly with Enfield in recent seasons, you've actually absolutely taken us to the cleaners. So kind of just looking in and thinking, how on earth has that kind of not paid dividends?
Yeah, we're asking the same questions. Every season we've had Russell, we've had him for 3 years now, and we've kind of ended up in the same place, which isn't a blight on him. He plays good football and he's got good recruitment skills, but it's kind of a bit of a mystery how we all seem to end up not quite getting there. Yeah. But we have to see whether that does come down to the manager or it's just a kind of problem at the club overall.
The change might be doing you good. I mean, I know obviously there's a few worries financially, but a change might bring someone in and propel you like it has propelled Enfield, whether people liked it or not. When the new manager came in at Enfield, he's done the stuff, isn't he? So let's go to you, Gabs. Talk to me about Enfield, sir.
That's a good segue, that is, Chris. What can I say? I mean, first things first, apologies to Mark, because I was in a bit of a kind of, not a foul mood, but I was trying to keep myself to myself yesterday. I arrived a bit late and was a bit sniffly at the moment, so I wanted to keep my distance. But if we are in the same league next year, then I'll be sure to say hi. Do you know what? It's a difficult one, because I know the last couple of times I've been on the pod and people have been saying, I'm convinced that Enfield will get a playoff place, and you never kind of want to lean into it, not just out of modesty, but because the hubris can come back and bite you in the arse so easily. But do you know what? If you to take a little step back and you think, actually, we've done brilliantly this season. I mean, Gavin coming in, new style of play to adjust to, new players to bed in. But that's where I think the boys and the management deserve a lot of credit. All of them have kind of bought into the way we run as a club as well. There's kind of been a closeness between the fans and the players from the outset, really, and that's not always a given. All of this sounds like cliches and like platitudes, but if you look at kind of some of the results we've had to dig out, and it's coming really, really handy, and to the extent where up until yesterday, going to Whitehawk and losing 1-0 in a game where maybe on another day we would have taken a point. I echo his comments about Mitch Walker, who was in unbelievable form yesterday. We hit the bar, we slashed a few over the bar, and kind of I think of all days to have an off day, you'd rather it be your kind of final midweek away trip of the season rather than in the playoffs. But before then, we've gone 13 unbeaten in the league. So we and that Hastings game, bearing in mind we had 5 first team regulars out, the way we played, the way we dug in when we really easily could have gone 1 down at half time and could have been chasing the game. But we looked really, really confident, kept our shape. And it's been the kind of grit, the kind of performance that we put in the last few months, really. So it's looking really, really good. So I can't complain too much. We do have the unmentionables on the Kent Peninsula coming our way on Saturday. So my optimism could be extinguished very, very easily. We could yet even meet them later down the line in the playoffs. But at this stage, we still have reasons to keep our heads high, really.
Yeah. Well, a big thanks to you, Gabs, for helping Tom out with a football commentary.
No, it was. Do you know it was really enjoyable.
It was nice to meet you too, Gabs.
Yeah, likewise, Windy. I was going to say, because I know we kind of messaged on Twitter kind of early in the season, so it was nice to meet you in person.
Yeah, I ask you about what did you think about the penalty? Be honest.
Okay,
how did you see it?
So I've got to be careful. I've got to hold my tongue, and I've got to be very, very careful as to not come across like a raging hypocrite, right? Because in commentary, I said it looked really, really harsh. It looked like it come off his shoulder. We have a fella called Ben who's been doing Instagram stuff. So he's been on kind of, I think, similar to what your guy does for TikTok, and he's kind of behind the goal. He filmed it, and from the reverse angle, it is really harsh, but there is a little still that looks like it hits him. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still incredibly harsh, and the way the ball kind of bounces up at him, and most refs wouldn't give it. Let's face it, most refs would not give that, and it comes at a pretty inopportune moment in the game for Hastings. But while you can see why he gave it, it is a harsh one, and a lot of officials wouldn't give it.
The bit I didn't get is why the referee was behind the player and he didn't have a very good view, but the lino had a perfect, because I was right next to the lino.
Yeah,
there was no verbal. Oh, I mean, there you go. We don't want VAR.
No, of course not. It's a weird one as well. It was one of those. No, and it was one of those decisions where it almost felt like there were a couple of seconds that elapsed between the ball striking wherever it did, and then sort of thinking, actually, whistling and pointing to the spot. And I mean, obviously in our case, we'd gladly take it. I mean, I wouldn't have liked to have been a rubbish bin in the vicinity of.
I was just going to say, Gabs, how entertaining was that?
That was such a good shot, straight to the top right hand corner of the tunnel.
I was going to say it's he caught it sweet as a nut.
Yeah,
didn't he?
our manager smashed the bin up after that and got sent off. If anyone didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, and I had a perfect view of it up in the lofty perch in the commentary box with Tom and Ram.
It was like watching a kettle with Chris, because it was like the incident that happened, and you could just see him going and going. I thought, oh no, here he goes, and I was standing about 10 yards behind him, and I could almost see the steam coming out his ears like a cartoon,
The funniest thing was that our press officer, he asked our gaffer what he thought about the sending off, and I mean, he didn't have an opinion on it because it's none of his business.
Yeah.
And B, I think the gaffer didn't even see it. I think he kind of just heard it because it was behind. I think it was just behind our dugout, so it was within earshot.
Yeah.
I don't think he had any clue as to what exactly had happened. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, we to do that and to go to I mean. Okay, you'd lost it home to Whitehawk, and playoffs have probably faded away, but it's never an easy place to come as a pilot field, and it's a long old trip for our boys. So
how was do you know how your injured player, the one who got that was a nasty cut.
Yeah, cheers for asking. So yeah, Dill, and I'm not going to dig you guys out because I think it was an off the ball challenge.
I didn't actually see what happened, to be honest. All I do know is it was our player that was calling for the
it looked
the magic sponge to come on,
because I was following the ball, so it was only kind of looking over and seeing that he'd gone down and clutched his nose, and the Hastings player was kind of willing the physio on. I thought he'd hit the barrier, but apparently what had happened is that he'd actually taken an arm or an elbow to the nose, and I can't comment on the nature of the tackle because I didn't see it, but it's good of you to ask, Winnie. He's all right. He went to it was broken. Yeah, so he went to NA on the Saturday. We actually I don't want to buy it. I don't want to buy it because it's two miserable individuals who've commented on us doing it. So I set up basically a whip round because he had to kind of fork out 450 quid for a mask, like a protective, what do you call it? Because it has to be, kind of fitted, and he had to go for consultation and the rest of it. So, and obviously given the nature of our club, we don't have an owner. So it's the way we do things. We look after our own and this, that, and the other. So, and again, I don't want to buy it because we had the kind of usual tripe online of saying, oh, they can afford to go around Europe and they can't afford to this, that, and the other. And next they'll be paying for his football boots and his, it's just misery, isn't it? I mean, it's a 21-year-old kid who's had to fork out almost 500 quid for to continue his season. So we're just looking after one of our own, to be honest. But he's all right. He should hopefully be back for Saturday. I think he's actually broken it before. So
yeah, he didn't play last night.
No, we missed him. My God, it was a leggy performance.
He was a good player. Yeah.
Cheers. Yeah, he's been really important of all the players. I mean, because he got released from Wimbledon. Dylan Ajay Hurst. He got released from Wimbledon over summer. Kind of looking around for a bit, I think, for a club, and Gavin, the manager, he has this knack of kind of working with kind of players of his ilk. Maybe kind of younger players or players who've been released from kind of pro clubs, and he's done very well. I know he's coming for a bit of stick for his end product, but in terms of his positioning, he's been kind of shunted from a winger to a wing back to a kind of somewhere in between, and he's been a really, really important player for us. As a lot of them have, but he was a big miss yesterday because I think we kind of were a little bit leggy, maybe a little bit kind of lacking ideas in our build up. So
okay, right, well. Gang, I'm going to do one more of these before the season ends. So we will see each other again. Thanks for all your time. I will be seeing you, John. Am I going to see you, John, at Canvey? I know I'm going to see Canvey, John. But am I seeing John Gale at the last game of the season?
Nah, mate. I'll be at the final.
You'll be at the final?
Yeah, got me ticket for that.
God, Simon,
that's a palaver, wasn't it? Trying to get the tickets for that. Much harder than I would have thought it'd be.
Yeah, all this online.
Brighton website's a nightmare.
Just quickly before I go, right. So when I went to Potter's Bar, right, I'm a believer in a program. You'll like this one, Simon. So I've gone, do you have a program? And they say, yes, sir. The QR code's just over there. I'm like, sorry. The QR code's just over there. I'm like, but where's the program? And they're like, well, the QR code's just over there. And I'm like, that's not a program, mate. And he's like, and he just looked at me. I said, all right, and I'll have a raffle ticket. But anyway, and 3 points, actually. Thank you, Potters Bar.
Yeah.
Well, we've got one for you at the weekend, Chris. We brought it back. And I even submitted my piece for it today. So, yeah, being there for you to read on Saturday.
Excellent. Well, we got to organise how we're catching up, John.
We'll get a plan of action, mate, definitely.
Absolutely. And it may involve a few beers, but if
you like beverages.
If you like beverages, yeah. Terry, love you. Margate, sorry about Margate. We will meet again.
What it is.
Yeah. Aaron from Hashtag, John from Canvey, Windy and Simon, the Hastings boys, Harvey from that lovely Lewes, Gabs from Enfield, and Mark from the lovely Whitehawk. Thanks for coming on. And we will have another one more of these before the season's ending. And also see you at the game, yeah? Take care, all of you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Cheers,
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, guys.